My brother uninvited me to his wedding because I'm gay. The whole thing is so weird. I, 27 male, am gay. I came out at 16 and my parents told me they would always love me, but to not mention it to my older brother who I'll call Brick. Then 19 male, 30 now.
They're like, yeah, we love you, but just don't tell Brick.
That would be kind of wild as a parent to be like, one of my children who I raised is actively homophobic.
And another is gay.
By the way, this comes from Miserable Weight 2784 on the OKstorytime subreddit. So, when I was confused and asked why, they said that Brick had expressed some awful opinions about gay people.
Oh
I limited
Stop your hate. Stop your beliefs.
I limited talking to Brick until I moved out at 18, which wasn't much of a problem because we were never close. I went to uni, got a good job, and an awesome boyfriend, 28 male, in my home city. Me and my boyfriend Angel live a peaceful life. Peaceful until a few days ago.
Jan Digital says, okay, you could be gay, but just not in front of Brick.
When I got a call from my brother.
Oh.
I was concerned that Brick was calling me, as we have never messaged before, just had each other's numbers for emergency purposes. I picked up because maybe there was some emergency happening. He opened the call with an annoyed, "Hey man," and I knew something was up.
Oh no, not Brick.
He said he was getting married to his fiancée Yen, 24 female, next year. I didn't even know he had a girlfriend.
Oh wow.
I was like, that's great, Brick. And asked some boring wedding things that he begrudgingly answered. He then told me invites were being sent out in a couple weeks and that I could bring a +1. Here's where I made the mistake that started this mess. Without thinking like an idiot, I said, cool, I'll bring my boyfriend. Major mess up.
How is that a mess up?
You were literally just...
How is that a mess up?
No, we don't want to know people who are homophobic. So if he's not going to allow you to come, then we don't want to talk to him. Brick immediately started yelling insults down the line, screaming that he wouldn't have an F slur at his wedding.
He's not even passively hateful. He's actively hateful.
Actively. I didn't say anything and just hung up. I was rattled by hearing those words from my own brother's mouth, even though I knew his feelings about people like me. Whew. Literally, as a parent, if my child came to me and was spewing this hatred, I would be like, don't ever say that in front of me.
Yeah, this is
like
so
I would be like, don't like I want to know if these parents ever said like, hey, don't do this.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got to stop that early.
Yeah.
If left to just, and that's not, I don't think that's shaming because that just pushes in the shadow and it's just going to grow. But like addressing it, not letting that grow into adulthood when it can get dangerous. I told Angel and he comforted me, ordering in my favorite restaurant and watching movies with me, which was awesome. We went to bed later and I felt all right the next day. I sent my parents a message that Brick invited me and uninvited me from his wedding party pretty much in the same breath and went on my way to work. Not a clue of the crap storm waiting for me when I got off. When I turned my phone on again after my shift, it was blowing up. Messages and calls from my parents and relatives galore asking me what the F happened. I phoned my parents back when I got home and gave them the rundown of what happened and said I honestly didn't care because it's not like Brick would be coming to my wedding anyways. My parents immediately chastised me for my obvious disinterest and disregard of my brother's life. Your parents suck too. And told me I should be apologizing to him for bringing my personal life into his wedding. And now we understand why Brick is this way, because his parents never said anything. His parents allowed him to speak this thing. It seems like the parents are a little homophobic. If they're like,
absolutely. You're bringing your personal life.
Personal life into your brother's wedding. I think that's just like,
this is very much like, oh, you can have your own beliefs, but don't impose them on us.
Yeah. Don't be gay around us.
Don't be gay. Yeah. You guys.
Wow.
Suck. What?
Yeah, Elena says, where the TF did this dude pick it up from if not at home?
Yeah, absolutely.
At first I was like, I don't think we could jump to that, but that just shows that.
No, it shows, I mean, he was 19 at the time. Obviously, you can get it from outside sources, but if the parents had heard that, like, knew enough that he was saying that to tell OP, like,
and
don't bring it up.
Also told a kid to hide their sexuality from their sibling.
Brother. You should you should be, I don't know, going off on Brick, not telling your other son to hide his sexuality.
And then getting mad at them for just mentioning their
that
significant
they have a
other.
Boyfriend.
Yeah.
I basically told my parents to screw off and have been getting bombarded with messages from relatives to apologize to my brother and get my invite reinstated. And apologize to my parents for disrespecting them. But I really don't want to. Don't. Angel's reassuring me that I did nothing wrong. You haven't.
You have not.
But it's still nagging me. Am I the a-hole? No. There is an update. No. You are literally living your life. You are loving someone. And you said, oh yeah, I'll bring my my boyfriend. That is the only thing that you've done, and you were uninvited, and you were, you know, you had a bunch of homophobic people attack you. You don't need them in your life, which is so sad because these are your family, and obviously you want a relationship with them. But if they're going to mistreat you, then they don't deserve to have your relationship with you.
The equivalent of this in like a heterosexual relationship is like your brother invites you to their wedding and you go, great, I'll bring my, if it's a man, I'll bring my girlfriend. And then parents like, how dare you bring your personal life?
Yeah. It's like what?
With that, it would be like, what are you talking about?
So weird. You told me I have a +1.
Yeah.
Jan Digital says, is Brick having a Hawaiian themed summer wedding?
That's hilarious.
Elena says, black hole. Into the black hole, into the void. Update. Y'all have really opened my eyes on a lot of issues in my family. I apologize for only replying to a few comments. There's just so many of you. Big shout out to all the people who gave compliments to Angel. I showed him the post last night and he thanks you all. I've been showing him lots of love because he really is an angel. And to the people calling this fake, AI, cliche, and whatnot, I hate to break it to you all, but this is just my life. It sounds cliche because this is the sort of all too real thing that happens to many people in the community. Just move along if you want to say the stuff because you're honestly just wasting your time. One of two things I would also like to address is people questioning me about thinking I could possibly be the a-hole in this situation. And all I can say is that when you have a mass of people telling you you're wrong for what you did, it's hard to not believe them just a little bit, no matter how absurd it is. Second thing, for people wondering how no one in the family knew I was gay, I really was never/am not close with my extended family as they all live in different provinces. And my immediate family never traveled. We really just send each other holiday and birthday messages and have brief conversations whenever they're sent. And I just never had the urge to come out to them. And also, you don't owe anyone coming out. Yeah. That is your own personal decision, and no one should ever be making you feel bad for not coming out to someone. Anyways, on to the update. I decided I didn't want to let this sit for any longer. I took a day off work, and I added my parents, Brick, and all the family that messaged, called me into one big group chat per one advice I saw. I laid out everything that went down to them in case they were told a different story by my parents and brother. I told them that I was going no contact with my parents and Brick no matter what. If they didn't apologize and realize what they did wrong, I would cut them off too. I turned my phone off and continued on without it for the rest of the day. Once I turned my phone on again, I had lots of messages from them. My parents were outraged and Brick said nothing. Some of my extended family apologized and told me that my parents just told them I was mean to Brick about some of his wedding plan choices, which got me uninvited. Yeah, they freaking lied.
His wedding plans are just like, this is a homophobic wedding. Yeah. And OP's infringing on that.
Yeah, they're like, how dare you? Yeah. Still trying to wrap my head around how stupid that is. Seriously think my parents might be Neanderthals. Anyways, the real story made others even more angry and more insistent that I apologize, and they were promptly blocked. This is a good litmus test for who to block. Yeah. I didn't answer any of my parents' texts/calls and blocked. By the way, you shouldn't block us. You should join us live every weekday at 3 p.m. PST on YouTube. Just tap our profile. And there is a little bit left. But yeah, I think that if people are going to be horrible to you and homophobic, they don't deserve to be in your life.
And I'm glad that OP set the record straight.
Yes, me too.
It was just like, no, it was just because he was homophobic.
Set it straight and then move on. I feel like I have a weight off my shoulders. I'm not concerned about my parents showing up at our apartment as they moved away from my city last year. Me and Angel are planning a lovely trip, per advice of a lot of people that we thought were great, to France to visit his family during when the wedding will be taking place. That's great.
Wait, whose?
Angel's, the partners. Yeah. Which I'm very excited for. I've heard nothing but good things about them. This will most likely be my only update on this post, and I thank you all for your support. And that is the end of that story. I mean, like, yeah, sad, very sad, but at least there's something positive and some, you have support from your partner's side.
Yeah. Shout out Angel. I'm glad OP has support. And I'm glad they're, putting down a strong boundary as they should.
As you should.
Family, who's just blatantly homophobic.
Blatantly awful.